Oh,
Fancy.
I'm, uh,
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying that air condition.
Yes, it's nice,
Yes.
even though it's
Okay.
leaking.
No, better than us.
Okay, we are live, Henry. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Um, thank you, everybody, for coming here tonight to this meeting. I think we've got an agenda here, and the first is to discuss the request to rename Coffee Square on 81st and 7th to rename it Coffee Wilson Post 688 Square. Um,
love it.
Okay. So we have here, I'll just put up a minute. Coffee Square. Let's see for everyone, just to we could show everyone where it is. So this is a photo of Coffee Square. It's on 81st Street at 7th Avenue, and we have Ray Albu who's here.
I'm the compliance officer for Coffee Wilson, post 688, and then the commander.
Juan Diaz, Commander Post 688.
Okay, and you want to do a presentation to the committee about the reason for the request?
The reason for the request is because in the mid-80s, right, about 85, something like
Yes,
that.
85, right?
85, there was a Coffee post and there was a Wilson post. I believe the Wilson post was in Red Hook,
Yes,
okay?
Red Hook.
So Red Hook, and because what's going on today too, the membership diminished, people aren't signing up for the American Legion, so they were gonna close the Wilson Post. So the Wilson Post, they decided to join forces with Coffee and became the Coffee Wilson Post. I wish I had paperwork on that. I didn't have that in the package that I'm submitting, because some of that stuff got lost. The person who was responsible for that, Tom Trombone, when he was gonna give up the post, he was gonna give up the Coffee Wilson Post until he ran into Commander Diaz.
Yes.
Commander Diaz said that he would take it over and become the commander, and now instead of not having any posts, we have a post that boasts over 100 members. And this post does an awful lot in the community. Coffee Wilson Post has ties to Tunnel to Towers. They do an awful lot with tunnels to towers. And maybe you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure, as well as only tunnels to towers, we also support the Harbor Defense Museum. Many of the artifacts of artillery, guns and so forth, we restore on Fort Hamilton. We're very involved with the Fort Hamilton Army Garrison in supporting them besides the museum. We also support the Fort Hamilton JROTC program. We give scholarships out to the kids. We basically do a lot in the community in regards to letting veterans know that we're here for them. We also have bi-monthly speakers come in and educate the veterans at Fort Hamilton. We're the only American Legion actually allowed as a nonprofit in a military installation. And that's kudos to us, because the only nonprofit allowed in a military installation is the USO as a nonprofit. But because of what our involvement is as volunteering to give back to the post, we're there, and we're also a voice not only to the retiring veterans or veterans that at some point served. We're there to let future the current active duty soldiers, sailors, coasties, Marines know that we exist, American Legion exists.
Airmen.
And
Left
airmen.
airmen.
I'm sorry, airmen. I forgot the airmen.
I was in the
Correct.
Air Force.
In the Air Force, correct. So we're there for all branches, and we've become very active. COVID kind of set us a little bit far back, but now we're back again, thriving, and we'll continue to support the communities. And that park, the Square Park, as you can see, has had flags and all that. Every major holiday, 4th of July, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, we have specifically one member that comes out on behalf of the American Legion Post 688 and make sure that they decorate it and show their patriotism. And in fact, a family member of Lieutenant Coffey showed
Mhm.
to support what we do.
That's Margaret.
Yeah, Margaret, right? And another thing is Wilson was the Wilson post was a World War One post, Coffey was a World War II post.
Mhm.
And now that we're combined, we're attracting a lot more Gulf War veterans, which is a key.
Mhm.
Because we want to keep the American Legion, because American Legion created or were the started the foundation for the VA. So we want to continue to be strong and supportive.
So, we decided that, give credit where credit is due. Coffey Wilson, and, we did some research. We got as much as we can. We got an awful lot of information on Coffey, but unfortunately, because it was World War One, Albert Wilson really doesn't have a lot of information out there. We can only, and unfortunately, because a lot of the information that was in boxes and everything, Tom Trombone, who was the commander prior to this, prior to Juan, he got rid of it all because he thought he was turning over the post. He thought he was disbanding the post. So, we did our as much as we can, our due diligence. We can only assume, and again, it's an assumption that the Wilson post, like I said, was in Red Hook.
Correct, and it was a Red Hook.
Red Hook?
Yes, and it was established in November of 1919. I did do the research on
Okay,
that. And
that's as old as the American Legion.
it is, so our post, we kept the post 688, because that 688 really is the Wilson number.
Right.
And to keep the legacy, and that's why we're over 100 years.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So now your post is Coffey Wilson Post,
Post,
right?
since 1985.
Post
And you
688.
originally had that location across the street from
Correct.
Coffey Square,
Right.
because I remember that
Next
was
to Patty's.
next to
Meatball.
Patty's Meat
Meat
Market.
Market,
It was
yeah.
there for a very long time.
Mhm.
So you want to rename the square for the Post?
Correct,
Okay, got it.
because Legion is actually trying to beautify it as much as it can, and we want to contribute more if the city parks continues to allow us. we'll
In
do that.
caring for the triangle, yeah.
Exactly. In fact, we during the holidays, which was last 4th of July. No, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, we actually it was a raggedy old flag, and we put a brand new flag just for the city.
Nice, very nice.
American made.
Yep. So, Commander, can I add something too?
Sure.
Okay. So in American Legion, right? They don't go out and name posts after anyone.
Right.
Like Coffey and Wilson. Right. I actually belong to another post. I got adopted by them
Oh,
because they
very
got good
nice.
food.
Okay.
But yeah. And there's a bunch of great guys and gals coming in and talking. It's like an extended family. So American Legion, we don't name posts after anyone.
Mhm.
You have to be special. You have did something outrageous and honor, right? And that's why they name it after you. And in order to continue honoring Coffey and Wilson, this is the proposal that we trying to do.
Okay.
And the information that we found online, I went to the American Battle Monuments Commission. There's information on Albert Wilson. He's with the 372nd Infantry Regiment. He was awarded the Purple Heart, but nobody knows anything else about him. I was trying to find information, but I kind of ran into a brick wall. But it says here, Albert E. Wilson was serving his country during World War I when he gave his all in the line of duty. He had enlisted in the United States Army. Wilson had the rank of private, so he died during wartime. And then I have a lot more information because it's World War II, on Coffey.
Mhm.
And he was William E. Coffey. He was a first lieutenant. Entered from New York. He was with the 10th Infantry Regiment, 5th Infantry Division, and he died on September 20th, 1944. He was awarded the Purple Heart, Combat Infantryman Badge, Marksman's Badge. Well, as what you said, I mean, both of these men are American heroes.
Mhm.
And we are honored to be able to use their name so that we can represent what they did. How they served our country. So we're really honored to do that.
Henry, I'll turn it back to you.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I sincerely appreciate everything that you do for the community and, you know, including the custodianship of the actual square. And I have no objection to renaming this square to reflect the you know, the new reality of the joint posts. I think my only concern is that Coffee Wilson Square post six, you know, Coffee Wilson post 688 Square is kind of a mouthful, and that it might be a little confusing to you know, person on the street who's maybe not aware of the um naming systems of the American Legion posts. And so I'm wondering if there's a way that maybe we could just try to make that a little smoother or easier to understand for the general public.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would, yeah,
Coffee Wilson Square.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Coffee Wilson Square sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ralph, you had a,
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
was just gonna say, I agree with Henry. It's a really wonderful idea, so I have no objections. I think it's
Mhm.
great, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. So I think what Parks is requires is just a letter from the board. Is that right, Chris? To the Parks Commissioner?
Yeah, it requires commissioner approval.
Okay. All right, so Henry, we would just need a motion and a letter to bring to the full board on the 15th.
Yeah, I'm happy to make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Chris, second. So we don't have a quorum, but we could take a vote still nonetheless and present it at the meeting for a second at the meeting. So is this everyone in favor? Okay. Very good. All right, unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank-
thank you for your service.
You.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for taking such good care of the square. It's noticed by those of us in parks.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Now,
well, you guys are great. I mean, Parks really, you do a great job, so.
Yes,
you're doing
thank
it.
right now there's construction going by
Yeah.
on the overpass there, so I know that I can't wait till that's all done and it's all back to normal.
No, when they're done, they go start again.
Yeah,
The Island Bridge.
There
That's
you go.
usually the way it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so thank you very much.
All right,
We have a,
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Ray, for your efforts to make this happen. I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
thank you very much.
I'm glad that picture was taken in 1912 and
Yeah.
in 1919 the post was founded.
Yeah, see that? It's
Yeah.
incredible. We have historical pictures around the office.
As a mind caretaker,
So
historical.
Marty had asked me
Yeah.
to get everything together. Like I have a letter from Nicole, I have a letter from
Yeah, so you'll put all your letters with
put
us and then
together
send it in.
now.
So we'll be voting on this at the board meeting on September 15th.
Okay, do you need either of us there or?
It'd be nice for you to come. That would be
Okay.
great.
When is
If
it?
one of you, September 15th.
Can you all say hello?
Please, hi. Okay.
Yeah, let me get
All right.
closer. That way I can get the whole room. Here we
Got the
go.
whole room and the monitor. Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Sorry, it's got a slow count.
Oh,
You got it.
That way I get it down.
Okay,
to you.
thanks.
Thank you.
And the meeting will take place at the Knights of Columbus on 86th Street and 13th Avenue,
Very nice.
Very
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
Okay, look,
Is it fine?
yep.
Yeah,
Walk-in.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
it took me a half hour.
Oh,
right.
This area.
Yeah.
It's for double park.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, Henry. So the next item on the agenda, you're very welcome.
Your meeting must
Um,
now.
Yes, we received a notification from the Parks Department regarding requests for bids for the operation of concessions for the sale of food for mobile food units at various parks and locations citywide. And there was one location in Ward 10, which is Owl's Head Park, and that's Colonial Road between 67th and 68th Streets. For the time period available is January 1st, 26th through December 31st of 2030. And I believe typically the mobile food units is either a hot dog stand or or an ice cream truck. Am I right, Chris?
I mean, that's the usual, but I mean, that we've branched out in more recent years. Could be a halal cart. I don't know.
Right, okay. So they have is there one there now?
There is nothing there now. Previously we have had permits issued to ice cream trucks for the pier and Owl's Head.
And
We also had somebody who had a Russell Peterson permit briefly. I actually used to enforce this rather heavily when I was in enforcement, so
okay.
I got to know the old ice cream truck guys, but
Okay.
they've turned over since I came back. So
Okay, so we have the opportunity if we wanted to provide feedback on the concession to parks, which is why we put it on the agenda because it was a new location for us and, you know, wanted to know if we wanted to submit any feedback.
So we don't know exactly what this would be. I mean, whether ice cream truck or taco truck or halal stand or what.
Right. We wouldn't know. So, so when it opens up, my understanding is that, Parks Department reviews the requests for, you know, from the, interested vendors who would like to do it. It's reviewed. I think we do have the opportunity to provide feedback. I guess we can, I mean, I don't know, I guess pretty much say, I was asking some of my colleagues, some suggest, you know, limiting hours of operation, but I don't know if there are different rules. I was trying to look it up, Chris, to see. Um, I'm sure because it's in New York City Parks that there are hours.
I'm not 100% sure what the hours of operation would be. I mean, most of your other laws apply. Like he can't be there idling or running a generator just because he has a food vending license. You know, other than that, I mean, I think the real question is, you know, do you want there to be a food stand there, or would you rather it be somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, anybody on the committee have any
Yeah,
thoughts?
I have a question. Is this going to be a food truck being parked outside on the street, or is this actually going to be in the park?
I thought it was the street, no?
Well, this says on the notification, it says Colonial Road between 67th and 68th Streets, and it does say mobile truck.
Mhm.
So this would be an ice cream truck or a mobile truck.
Yeah, okay.
Assumption is that it's going to be on the curb.
I'm sorry, is there a limit to just one mobile truck or is there a maximum amount?
Just one, only
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Ralph?
Yeah, I had a couple of questions. So I'm presuming then it would only be on Colonial
Right.
and not on the side street. Street has a lot of houses there.
Right.
Okay. And is it all year round or just in the warmer months?
Mm,
They generally issue them to be year round.
It's year round.
Year
Yeah.
round.
Yeah, January to December.
Yeah, they're usually year round, and it would limit them to being on Colonial Road. So if your permit says you can be on, you know, Senator and Colonial, you have to be on Senator and Colonial. You can't be on 68th and Shore or 68th and Narrows,
Okay.
you know, on an alternate side day, making the street a nightmare.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we currently have one of these at the 69th Street Pier. We have one by Dyker Beach Park on I think like up further, like 86th Street. Am I wrong, Chris?
I never see anybody there.
There's a
The pier, I see ice cream trucks at the pier. There's
right,
the ice cream truck by 79th. You get the ice cream truck at Russell Peterson.
Russell Peterson.
You see one at Whale Park to Cardi, though I'm pretty sure they don't have a permit for there. They usually just roll by when the kids are there after school.
Sandy?
Yeah. Now, are these trucks there only when the parks are open?
Yes.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the hours of operation for the vending are probably more restrictive than they are for the park itself.
And these trucks would need to get permission to be there first?
Yeah, they have to apply for a permit. I believe it used to be competitive bidding for different locations. And they have to get cleared through Department of Health and all that. They have to be fully licensed.
I just don't want to run into a situation, Josephine, where on 86th Street, where we have these food trucks that are parked there 24/7 and they're never moved. I wouldn't want another situation like that in front of the park.
Yeah. I do think that the Parks Department has very stringent rules for vending.
Yeah, and they're not going to be there unless they're making money there. So
Right.
I don't see them being there. I don't see Owl's Head Owl's Head and Colonial turning into the hot taco truck spot. For 2 a.m. runs. But you never know.
Right. And my understanding too is just because it's on this list doesn't mean that it would even necessarily get a bid.
Right. Somebody would have to apply for that.
Apply for it.
location.
Right.
Would that come back to us if?
No, I think once you have approval, then it goes to our bidding out through concessions.
Yeah, I mean, because this sounds okay, and I don't want to, I don't have any problem with an ice cream truck or even a hot food truck setting up outside the park during, reasonable hours. It feels so vague to me that I'm worried I'm not thinking of something that could become a problem, and now that is locked in for 4 years. And so I guess I'm not sure what the solution is then, what kind of, comment, if any, we want to make to the Parks Department about this.
I mean, you could send it in with the tentative approval based on hours of operation, maybe. If that seems to be the number one concern I'm hearing is we're worried that they're going to be there when during hours we don't want them there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
okay.
Right. So Henry, that would require for us to comment on this. We would need a motion
Okay,
to present at the full board meeting.
sure. Yeah, I'm happy to make that motion.
Okay. So that's a motion to submit comments about this concession with limited hours
Yeah,
of operation. Okay. So you need a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
thanks, Chris.
All right. All in favor? Okay. All right. Thank you. It's unanimous.
Great.
Okay.
Just from an
Chris,
enforcement point of view on this, it's way nicer to encounter somebody who actually has a permit than someone who doesn't, and then they start to police their own territory too, because they're now invested in the space, as it were. They don't want somebody else muscling in on their territory, and they also want to be if it's a successful location, they don't want to jeopardize their concession agreement that they've paid money for. So they have buy-in now. So
Right.
I mean, I think we want people doing things the right way. We don't want them just running willy-nilly. So I think this is a good thing. That's
Chris, is there any way we can get the rules and regulations on these permits?
I could get Josephine a full copy of the parks rules and regulations. Permitting isn't really my strong suit.
That would be great.
Operations, but I can get you the full PR&R is available online.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, that would be great.
Mhm.
Anybody else, any other thoughts on this? There was just one other tiny thing that's not on the agenda, but Josephine had gotten an email. Josephine, do you want to explain this?
Yeah, so we received an email last week inviting the board and any interested volunteers to participate in a tree census.
Okay.
And there will be a tree census in Owl's Head Park coming up very soon, and I think there's a deadline of next week. I was going to send it out to the Parks Committee members. The actual tree census survey is going to take place on a Tuesday, September 9th at Owl's Head Park, and they're looking for volunteers. So I thought it was pretty cool, actually. We're emailing with Henry earlier, and I think it would be nice for participation from CB10 to participate in this event that doesn't happen all too often, but they are seeking volunteers. So I wanted to just share that with committee members. We're going to send it out. We actually going to send it out in our newsletter too, because we found out today that we could encourage volunteers beyond CB10. And I'll send it to the committee members tomorrow. So think about it if you'd like to participate and, in the count on September 9th. There's a registration form, I think, that's due on Friday.
Yeah.
I wanted to flag it before we sent it out to you.
Yes, come out and count the trees. We want more trees. There was a whole article the other day. I forget if it was the Times or New Yorker or wherever that said urban forests absorb a lot more storm water than just regular grass. So it's like 15% more, 30% more, something like that. So
Yeah, and I think we're so blessed in CB10 to have such beautiful parks and, groups and volunteers that also help pitch in to keep them as beautiful as they are. Each year we have a very long list of, wish list of capital priorities. And of course, we support our expense priorities for continued maintenance of our parks. We typically take a review of our park, needs in the month of October as a committee. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But we, this summer, had grand openings, right, Chris, of Owl's Head? Oh, no, of
no,
Cannonball.
we did Russell Peterson.
Russell Peterson and
Russell Peterson
Cannonball.
Playground is open now. We have John Paul Jones is upcoming. We're gonna have the ribbon cutting for that at the end of this month. Yeah, that's the bit.
And McKinley Park.
Pathways are open now, so the major pathway reconstruction there has completed. The second half should be done before Halloween. Let's see, we got McKinley and Owl's Head Playground are still both under construction. We are putting the finishing touches on the restoration of the fence between Shore Road Park and the Belt Parkway. The chain link is all in place. We had some extra money left over, so they're doing redoing some of the wrought iron on that end. Yeah, I think those are your big summer updates.
Yeah, great. And we look forward to growing our wish list. So, but we'll be reaching out to you in the next week or two to schedule that for October.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I think the next big one we have coming up is Pathways at Bay 8th is the next capital project that's going to start. Oh, the other thing we finished was the ball fields at Dyker Beach.
Dyker Beach Park.
Yes, the synthetic turf baseball fields there got redone. So that also took place over the summer.
Well, that's great. Henry, I think we should do some field trips too this session, maybe. Take the committee out and take a look at some of the great works Parks is doing and some of the volunteers. But if everyone could just look out for that email from me and let me know if you want to volunteer to do a tree count, I think it would be nice.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's the end of the agenda. So if anybody has anything else, speak your mind now.
If not, a motion to adjourn is in order.
Questions or concerns? Well, you got me.
I think we're good. All right, guys. All right. Well, thank you. Have a good night. Good to see everyone.
Good night, everyone. Always a pleasure.
Good night.
All right. Thank you, Chris.